Good afternoon. Today I am here to highlight the importance of reading books that is being popularized by this foundation, and books are an integral source of our knowledge development and upliftment of the society, because all kinds of books has its own importance, and some of the books are become also life turning events for somebody, like Mahatma Gandhi read a book by Tolstoy, and it really helped him to become what he became later on. So many great people have been influenced by good books. So the ability. So in this series, I am showing you a book called Bhagavad Gita. This is prepared by Aurobindo Trust, Sri Aurobindo Trust. It is located in Aurobindo Ashram, and this book on Bhagavad Gita talks about the journey of a battle that took place, which is known as Mahabharata. And in Mahabharata, there is a dialogue that goes on between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. He has to wage a battle against his own people, against his own relatives, and so many doubts and so many confusions and all kinds of things he has to face. The dilemmas of morality, the dilemmas of fighting a war against his own kith and kin. So many things were perplexing the mind of Arjuna, and he was seeking his blessings and his guidance and his counseling from none other than the Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna actually begins discussing things of reality, that Arjuna, you should see the problems and the nature of his problems that it deserves. That means that if you are performing your karma and if you are performing your duties, then you should not be very much worried about all other aspects. So you think about your duty to protect the humanity. Don't think about your self-egoism needs. So Bhagavad Gita is a journey from helplessness to hopefulness. Bhagavad Gita is a journey which talks about karma theory. Karma theory, that means work is most important in our important objective in our life, and at the source of misery in our life are developed with our attachments to the work or its fruits, that I am doing this. So I-ness and my-ness is source of. So if you are doing something for the sake of doing it, then you are not attached to this bondage of attachment. So this is what has been highlighted in Bhagavad Gita. And other important things that Bhagavad Gita talks about is that there is no specific way that you can achieve something in life. It is not that you have to follow a particular path, only then you will be successful. It's not. So it prescribes that you should not be rule centric in your life journey. You should be role centric. Whatever role that you feel is appropriate to your swadharma, then you can continue with that and you can achieve that goal if you want to achieve that. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita also talks about different kinds of paths. That paths include the Karma Marg, Bhakti Marg and Gyan Marg. Karma Marg is the achieving the supreme reality through the path of action. Gyan Marg means that achieving something through your knowledge. And Bhakti Marg, that there's something that you want to achieve in life, you can also achieve with the help of devotion towards the Supreme Being. So throughout the dialogue and discussions that goes on between Lord Krishna and Lord Arjuna, you will see there is a greater transformation from ignorance to bliss, from darkness to brightness. So this is something that is highly relevant even in your day-to-day life. It is not necessary that you only people who are living a life of hermits, because Bhagavad Gita suggests that you live a life of day-to-day social life of your activities, and again you can be spiritual or you cannot be. So being spiritual does not mean that you go to the mountains and you are away from the society. No, Bhagavad Gita suggests principles where it prescribes people to abide by your duties, and you can, if you abide by your duties in your day-to-day life also, then you can achieve that supreme reality. And that supreme reality is always embedded within the individual. It does not talks about, it suggests about winning and overcoming your inner struggles. Sometimes we want to achieve something all at the external plane, but we don't take care the luminosity and brightness that is situated in us only. So we are situating ourselves. So externalities should not guide your internal progress, rather internal progress. So you should have attachment and detachment both while doing a good work. So if you are free from your ego problems, that is called ahankar, then also you are following a path of perpetuation of selfishness. So selfishness, selfless love, selfless activity, selfless act, selfless karma, that is the prescription of Bhagavad Gita. And whatever you do, you can do it, and if you do it on the basis of your the dominant qualities, what is called Rajasic, Tamasic and Sattvic. The highest form of qualities are considered Sattvic, in which you do for the sake of doing, but you are not very much attached and you are not very much perturbed that what will be the outcome. So not caring for the outcome, not caring for the attachments, not caring for your own ego and everything, that if you are doing something for the sake of your maintaining your highest levels of duties, there is nothing called wrong. It is always the perspectives, the drishtikon, that plays an important role. So I think Bhagavad Gita is not only a philosophical text, but it is also a practical text that suggests us the paths and means, and we should follow our own swadharma, that everybody is perfectly suited to doing something according to his or her own interest and aptitudes. So you should not be guided by others' prescriptions that what I should do, what I should not be doing. So all these things you can achieve by reading Bhagavad Gita, and every time you read Bhagavad Gita, you will find something meaningful for you, for your own life anxieties, your own life miseries, for your own motivation, for your own concept of ethics, morality. So it also describes highest level of ethics, that in war there is no space that you are becoming sentimental, judgmental. So these are considered as weaknesses of human beings, and great human beings are not found in, as I told you, in the hermits or mountains, but in day-to-day action of their social activities that they live with, that they are presented with. So Bhagavad Gita is a holistic text, and Bhagavad Gita can be a solution for all our life problems, for getting a different perspective in our life, and understanding that Bhagavad Gita is something that anybody and everybody can relate with. It is not subjective. It is very objective also. That means you can use the principles of Bhagavad Gita in your family life, in your social life, in your spiritual life, and all these are interrelated to each other but not isolated with each other. So it's a journey from ignorance to bliss. It's a journey from darkness to lightness. It's a journey from ordinariness to greatness. So all these things are possible when you are doing all your life activities. Thank you, the people who are doing this activity of publicizing the importance or highlighting the importance of books. I think it's a great work and I wish them all the best. Thank you.